All right, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm on my alternate channel right now. As you all know, I broke a YouTube rule and I got a YouTube strike. Okay, got a strike, so I cannot upload content on my primary channel for 1 week. I will be able to upload next Tuesday. That'll be my full week. Now, I believe some of you have heard about this. I know it's a popular topic, or maybe not. This only has 12,000, about 13,000 views. But you already know that I have my own take on this. And if you haven't heard about it, there's this new Satanic temple opens new abortion clinic to kill babies in ritualistic abortions. Let's listen.
An international group named after Satan will soon open its first abortion business in the United States. The Satanic Temple, which claims to not believe in a literal Satan, will provide telehealth screenings and prescribe abortion pills for patients in New Mexico. The name of the soon-to-be facility, the Samuel Alito's Mom's Satanic Abortion Clinic. And joining us tonight to discuss is Father Steve Gradell, CEO of Word on Fire Ministries. Father, great to have you on again. I tell you, you really cannot make this stuff up. This group pledges to provide, quote, religious medication abortion care. What's your reaction to this?
Religious medication abortion care. This is crazy. This is crazy.
It's the reaction that they want, which is one of outrage. What they're saying is outrageous. And note how they identify themselves as not believing in a literal Satan. But when you associate yourself with Satan at all, Satan is the father of lies. So how are we supposed to believe that that's even true? So that's one insight that I have about that. The other thing is that don't just listen to what people say, watch what they do. And they're engaging in essentially satanic activity. They're in rebellion against life itself by promoting the destruction of the innocent unborn. So that in itself shows an identification with Satan, which is, quite frankly, literal.
Yeah, I mean, all of it is so disturbing. And then, of course, there's the name of this clinic in mockery of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito's mother. And Samuel Alito is Catholic.
Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. This is crazy. They're not just promoting the killing of unborn babies in abortions anymore. It's actually killing them through religious abortion practice in New Mexico. This is in New Mexico. Satanic group launched a new religious medical service arm, TST Health, to begin doing abortions. The temple believes aborting unborn babies is a religious ritual and compares it to communion or baptism for Christians. Now, most of us, we were aware of this. We've known this. I always assume that most people know about cults, the occult, and all these different types of cults. Okay? Now, I talked about this. I mentioned this as a suspicion. I asked the question, is the goal the bloodshed of children? Is that the goal? Are laws manipulated in a way to encourage the spilling of child blood? You know, when you have laws that fail to protect them, laws that actually endanger them, or you fail to have laws in place to eliminate a certain danger that proves to be a lethal threat on a consistent basis. If you make up some reason why that should continue, people start to ask questions. People start to wonder, what's the problem? Okay, what's the problem? This is crazy. Now, according to Aleister Crowley, it's better to have the blood of a child. He's known for making this statement. Here, let me pull it up. I need to pull this up. It's a quote from Aleister Crowley. It's not from me. Well, I'm nervous and paranoid to even talk about creepy stuff like this. You know? Probably get this channel a strike. But I'm just reporting the news. This is in the news. You know, I didn't write this article. This is lifenews.com, and you just saw the media version of it. I just want to comment on this report. This is crazy. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my PowerPoint because I have a photo here that I'm only able to show right now in the PowerPoint. Yeah, I have to switch. Bear with me here. There we go. Now, let me expand this. This is a quote from Aleister Crowley. Some people believe that Aleister Crowley has had a massive impact on America, on American culture. Most certainly has in music. Look at what he said. It's not me. A white male child of perfect innocence and intelligence makes the most suitable victim. Who's the most attacked demographic in the United States? Young white males between ages of 5 and 9. That's a fact. Dogs attack them more often than any other demographic. And that is comparing them to a lot of other demographics, all other age ranges and age ranges between both genders. That's a lot to compare to. But ages between 5 and 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, say 5, yeah, 5 and 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you do a 4-year spread between, it's only a 4-year spread. That's like saying age 0 to 4, 4 to 8. You know, this is 5 to 9, 9 to 13, 13 to 17. That covers a lot of age ranges. Even if you're just in one gender, for one gender. Okay? So you have, you know, some people wonder. Some people wonder. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware of these rituals. I've heard a whole lot about them. And I don't even want to talk about them, to be honest with you. But I will say that sacrifice is part of it. It's crazy. And it is said that this actually goes on. Okay, it's not coming from me. You see, they have a satanic group. They have satanic groups. They have the Church of Satan right here in the United States. This stuff is real. It goes on.
The Satanic Temple co-founder explains, saying, in 1950, Samuel Alito's mother did not have options. And look what happened. Father Grinnell, your thoughts?
Again, that type of accusatory, belligerent characterization of a person is dehumanizing. And again, listen to what they say and watch what they do. In engaging in that type of activity, they're behaving like the devil himself.
Did you hear what he just said? Let's rewind that. Oh boy, this is a creepy video. I'm sorry. This is creepy.
Belligerent characterization of a person is dehumanizing. And again, listen to what they say and watch what they do. In engaging in that type of activity, they're behaving like the devil himself.
That is exactly how I've described this dog culture. Pure evil. Look at what they say, listen to what they say, and watch what they do. Watch what they do. They can talk about how much they care and love, but I'm not seeing it in your behavior. It's that simple. It's that simple. An animal doesn't need to be able to use human language for me to tell that they are extremely protective of their young. I can see it in their behavior. You see? I see it in their behavior. So these animals, they see us doing things that they themselves would never do. That is extremely backwards. This is not so much of a hatred for dogs. This is about just doing something that's against the law of nature. You don't know what type of portals or whatever you're opening up when you do stuff like that. Things that we're just not supposed to do. We shouldn't do. Shouldn't do. Okay, there are certain laws to this universe. You can flip and curse yourself. You can do all kind of crazy stuff. Okay? You know, we have to think outside of our own dimensions. Understand there are more dimensions than the ones we exist in. And you have to show respect, man. You can't be out here operating against the very law. These people make blood sacrifices. They're knowingly asking for blood in public, out in the open. Okay, when do we draw the line? Even though I'm not even, this has to do with dogs. But notice how out of control the country is, the world is in general, but especially this country. What in the world is going on here? This group, it shouldn't even be able to make such a request.
In engaging in that type of activity, they're behaving like the devil himself.
Okay, so how are people behaving by bringing pit bulls into homes? Bringing them into schools? How? What type of behavior is that? It's dangerous. Is it not dangerous? Just like killing, you're taking a life, but in this case, you're taking a high risk of losing a life. And it will always end in torture. It's never a quick death. It's not through medication. Now, that's important to note, because they say that blood, they say that if you kill an animal while it's in fear, it gives the meat more taste. Have y'all heard that? I've heard that. Some butchers will beat an animal to death slowly, allow it to try to get away, and just beat it slowly and put a lot of fear into it. Some butchers do that around the world. They say that it gives the meat more flavor. People, that's occultist type stuff to me. To me, that's like Wicca. That's some cultish type stuff. So this cultish type stuff is real. Don't you think that's incredible? I mean, if it's true, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know if it's true. I've never eaten an animal that was beaten slowly and then and compared it to an animal that wasn't beaten or tortured. But this is real, people. We can't play games like this. This dog culture, especially, and this is especially true with large, vicious dogs. How are you behaving? What type of behavior is that? When you bring predators around your young. Predators, the dogs themselves wouldn't do that. They would not bring even other dogs around their young the way we bring dogs around our young. And that might be a big reason why dogs don't respect humans. Might be enough. They don't respect us. They've been around us for all this time. They still bark at us on sight. They're always turning on their owners. They're always attacking people. They hate people more than any other animal on this earth. Dogs attack people by far, far more often than any other animal. This is not our best friend. It's our worst enemy. Now, this is especially true with large, vicious dogs and, of course, bully breeds, but it's also true with the small dogs. You are out of line bringing these even small dogs around infants, around toddlers, because they have killed infants and I can almost guarantee you, kill a toddler. Once a dog, and they don't need much size, you don't have anything in the home that's willing and able to kill an infant. Don't tell me, and if there are no laws, and there is, but if there are no laws to prevent that from happening, there need to be. But we all know there already is. They just don't apply it to dogs. They call it an accident each and every time. No, it's an act. How many accidents do you need before you change it to a hazard? A hazard where you can safely assume it's going to happen again. Here it's a daily basis. This is a daily basis. Man, why is it always the grassroots who have to preach to the rulers on how to rule a nation and a world? Running the nation and the world like demons, lunatics. This is crazy. Now, what are they doing? This tells you, this whole thing here, this satanic abortion clinic, this lets you know that there is a group of people out here who want child blood. Now, according to their doctrines, children are innocent. They don't have toxins in them. And that makes their soul more valuable. And they prefer to extract the soul, the spirit, blood of children. It's some sick stuff, man. I'm uncomfortable talking about it. I don't know what it's for. I don't know what they're doing. It's extremely evil. But this is their doctrine. So Alice, okay, y'all looking at, wait a minute. Let me switch screens. So there it is, Aleister Crowley, a white male child of perfect innocence. White prepubescent males are attacked far more often. They get sent to the hospital. They spill more blood than any other demographic. I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing that out. You draw your own conclusions. But this is noteworthy. It's noteworthy. We can't have people in the world who are willing to sacrifice kids. Are we just crazy now? Or have we just lost our minds? Really? Now, this better be, all of these cults, They need to be on the FBI watch list. They need to be public enemy number one, treated like terrorists. Why do you even allow stuff like this when you know full well what their doctrine is? This is sick, man. A satanic temple. Okay, so what's this ritual? Let's go through this. Let's finish this so we understand this. Okay, bear with the minister or whatever, the father or whatever he is. Bear with him. But he's making some strong, powerful points here.
Listen to what they say and watch what they do. In engaging in that type of activity, they're behaving like the devil himself.
And Father, something else I want to talk about. In New York City, they just unveiled a horn statue of former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg in honor of her fight for abortion rights. Many critics, are calling it a satanic golden Medusa. You know, at some point, you would think abortion advocates would want to distance themselves from ideas like evil and Satanism. But this really does not seem to be the case. Why do
people are getting arrogant, and why not? They see these dog nutters just buck wild out here. You bringing pit bulls into schools now. People are just going buck wild. That's what's happening. No discretion, no caution, just acting like savage animals. What is going on? This is crazy.
you think this is?
Well, first, I think that this statue itself is an example of postmodern art, which is essentially deconstructionist. So what it wants to do intentionally, like these people associated with the Satanic Temple, is to shock and provoke so they can get our attention. And that getting of attention is an attempt to destabilize the culture. You can't escape the kind of demonic impetus of this type of deconstructive art. But look at it further. What we have is a horned figure with tendril-like arms sitting atop one of our courthouse buildings. This is not just an image or an evocation of Ruth Bader Ginsburg or of American jurisprudence or of the law. This is an evocation of an Assyrian demonic goddess, Lamatsu or Lilith. And then when you look into that, those types of demons assailed women and destroyed children.
Man, this is occult talk. Those occults believe in all these gods and stuff like that as well. This occult stuff, and it's very heavy in music. It's very heavy. Like I said, Aleister Crowley, big impact on the music. And this is getting out of hand. No, we don't want that. And you can keep your child sacrifice. You can keep all your other ideas. We don't want this in society. Do you understand that? You goofball. What is you doing that? What in the world? Who does that? Who does something like that? As short as life is, you want to do something like that while you're living? You must know you gonna rot in hell. Huh? Lunatics? This is crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's finish this.
A whole lot of time left, Father, but I really want to talk about this. What's going on with our Catholic churches. A recent report from Catholic Vote reveals that nearly 300 attacks against churches happened since 2020, and we're talking about arson. We're talking about
300 attacks against churches. What?
Talk about this. What's going on with our Catholic churches. A recent report from Catholic Vote reveals that nearly 300 attacks against churches happened since 2020, and we're talking about
separation of church and state. Okay.
Arson. We're talking about graffiti.
This won't stop. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is real or not. Sometimes people vandalize their own properties for headlines or attention or whatever. Just examining what's going on.
Satanic graffiti, broken statues. Father.
Yeah, now, this is what I'm talking about. Crazy.
Why do you think this is happening?
Now, look, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in the Bible. But I'd never do this. Just out of sheer respect, I'd never do this. You know, even if you think this is all a fairy tale, there's no, people, we don't go around just doing stuff like this. Wow. Okay. Now, if it's true, this is troubling.
Father, why do you think this is happening?
When the church is continually positioned in media and in popular culture as an aggressor, an oppressor, and malevolent, this is the response that the culture gives back to it, the destruction of our houses of worship. So there's a kind of, hostile intentionality in this positioning of the church as being a negative force in the culture, and you're seeing the results of that.
Oh, Father Granau, before...
Church? Negative force in the culture? I mean, you can make arguments for almost anything, as we all know. For me, as long as you're a good person, you're not bothering me. Okay, as long as I don't have to worry about you kidnapping my child for a blood sacrifice or nothing crazy like that, I don't have a problem with your beliefs. Okay, I might care about your beliefs if you're a woman who I plan on marrying. Then I might care. Then it would be a factor. Anybody else, I don't care what you believe, as long as it doesn't hurt me. Okay, and I'm not going around knocking off heads of statues of Mary and Jesus. This is crazy.
Before I let you go, these are pretty dark times, as you know, that we're living in right now. But what can we as Catholics do to counter this?
Understand that Christ is the Lord of history, and he has the final word. So there's all these things that assail the church and have for centuries. And the evil one has assailed the church, and he has done that since its beginning. So we should not lose heart. We should have fortitude, and we should have faith, and we should venture into the culture, because all these are signs of the church's cultural retreat. The church needs to show up in our culture and show up boldly. And Christians, and particularly Catholics, need to prepare themselves for...
No. You shouldn't need the church to roll up in the neighborhood, in the community, in a tank, and preaching a good word. That shouldn't be required for the general population to not be making blood sacrifices. Okay? What is this? This is madness. You shouldn't need the church. I mean, no disrespect to people's religion, but you really got to check the culture when you have a population of people doing things like this. Okay? This is beyond evil. This is beyond evil, man. And this warrants law enforcement, the president's response. What is this? Now, this dog culture, I have to question this. This makes me feel like what I've always thought might be true. It gave some validity to my previous beliefs. How could it not? Or, excuse me, suspicions. You know, I can't say for sure, but why would you allow kids to be tortured, some killed, if you know it's going to happen and you have the ability to stop it from happening? Why would you allow it? No, dogs are not that special. I don't buy that. They're not that special. They're not. Y'all know it. Nobody should have to tell you this. Put your culture, that dog culture, put it on the same level as this blood sacrifice rhetoric, insanity, lunacy. Yes. And especially if you're dealing with large dogs. And especially, you already know, if it's a bully breed. put your lifestyle on the same level as this. Do it now. You're doing the same thing. You're making blood sacrifices. You're not in the dark about anything. You're not unaware of the threat, of the danger. You're not unaware of it. Okay? I was talking, I'm sorry about that. I was talking and y'all was still looking at the PowerPoint. My apologies. Yeah. Because that's highly disrespectful, inconsiderate. It don't warrant a deep, long conversation. You don't put anybody, regardless of their age, in danger. Civilized people don't do that. We don't put other people at risk of severe mutilation, torture, and death. If no matter what you're into, if it results in putting people in danger, you shouldn't be doing it. And in your case, oh, it's my love for dogs. Because it makes me feel like I have a friend. No, I don't think so. You better find another friend. Find another friend. But you know what? This is so unlikely. This is so unlikely to happen that it's more likely that we do get a black state. It's more likely that we do get separate lands in this country. And it shouldn't be. There are some parts of the world where there should be. Is there any dog-free area of this earth? There has to be. There has to be. If you go there, those people are doing just fine. Just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not missing out on nothing. They're not deprived. They're not deprived. And they're safe. That's one thing you'll notice. There's no problem playing football out in the streets. You see, there has to be parts. I am ashamed that I don't know that. I'm ashamed that I don't know that. Is there any dog-free, no dogs allowed countries? Huh? Is there any country in the world with no... That's not what I'm asking. Country with the least dogs? Yeah. Country with the least dogs. I'm sorry, I am digressing. I'm sorry. I just, look, I'm suspended. I have a strike against my channel. So I don't have to conduct these channels like official, live stream. So I'm going to be a little more laid back this week on this channel. My apologies. I should have known. I should have been more careful. Yeah, I messed up. I should have looked into that because, they said at least that's what I understand. You're not allowed to or welcome someone the government deems as a terrorist. You cannot invite them to a debate to respond to your videos or anything like that. You can't do that. And I did that in that video, but I welcomed the people who just co-signed with the ideologies, who co-signed with people like Tucker Carlson, who believe that the theory, replacement theory, was true. But it is what it is. I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. Maybe they are targeting my channel. Maybe they want to get it removed. That wouldn't surprise me. We will see. But when and if that happens, I will be doing my best to prevent it from happening. It doesn't bother me to follow their rules. I can still get my point across no matter what. No matter what, I can get my point across. Just like I, had to ease up off a lot of things. I've had to stop doing a lot of things since I've been online. But I just wanted to know this. I'm just being nosy right now. The Middle East has the least dog. Well, I could have guessed that. Wow, but that's per head of human. That's not saying much. Some of these countries, I think, have a bunch of stray dogs running around. If I'm not mistaken, Turkey, yeah. That's where Yusuf Mambo lives. Yusuf Mamba. In Turkey. Telling me Turkey is one of the countries with the least amount of dogs per that's not good at all. So these things infest this planet like no tomorrow. We have to rid ourselves of these things. And we have to rid our planet of this evil. These people are evil. There are some immensely evil people in this world. These people are openly pledging allegiance with Satan. How did we get here? How did we get here? That's a bit much, people. That is a bit much. So this is crazy. Wait a minute. Look at this. Let's go over this. This is not that long. It's not that long. Let's go over this briefly. Satanic group launched new religious medical arm, communion or baptism. They said this is a religious ritual, and it compares to communion or baptism for Christians. Man, I'm not even a Christian. That is highly offensive, man. That is insane. The name of its first telehealth abortion practice doubles as a covert death wish to U.S. Supreme Court Samuel Alito, who wrote the decision that overturned Roe v. Wade last year. Satanic, the abortion clinic will offer abortion drugs to women ages 17 and up who are up to 11 weeks pregnant. The FDA does not recommend abortions via drugs after 10 weeks. And they're going beyond that with 11 weeks. So, yeah, they want, I don't know what they want. Let me ask a question. I'm not going to say nothing. Do they want blood? What else do they do? I don't want to abort no babies. There are other businesses I can go into. I wouldn't have that on the table as an option anyways. I mean, who just wants, just because you think is interesting or cool? Who in the world is interested in killing babies? This is madness. Drugs. Okay. 1950, Alito's mother did not have options, and look what happened. The founder of the Satanic Temple in a statement said prior to 1973, doctors who perform abortions could lose their license and go to jail. The clinic's name serves to remind people just how important it is to have the right to control one's body and the potential ramifications of losing that right. Okay, so I don't like to get into this, abortion, because That's not what I'm about. That's not the it's not what I deal with. But I personally, I don't support abortions. I know women in this world, they can do whatever they want. And I'm saying that in the sense that I would not instruct a woman pregnant with my child to abort my child. I wouldn't do that. If she had that choice and she did it, fine. Nothing I can do to stop her. But I wouldn't support it. But I don't get out and lecture people about it like that. I am anti-dog. On this channel, I'm going to keep it restricted to the dogs. But I had to deal with this. I got to deal with this. Because I feel like there is some type of desire to want kids to be attacked by dogs. How can I not suspect that at this point? How can I not? And this just, adds fuel to the fire. According to the press release from the group, anyone in Mexico seeking to perform the temple's abortion ritual will be able to receive free online medical services. Licensed medical workers will screen patients during a virtual appointment and then prescribe abortion drugs through pharmacies that will mail them in a discreet package, the group said. Women will be charged a pharmacy fee of about $90. Satanic group also set up a 24-hour abortion hotline. What in the world? Wow. Eventually, Satanic temple leaders said they want to expand their new abortion practice to states that ban abortions. What? Okay, so what? It sounds sinister. I think it's fair for me to say that. This sounds sinister. And it's not what a person like me should hear. Somebody who's suspected that there's some type of desire for child blood. What do they say? They say kids are innocent. There's no toxins. There's no bad. They're virgins. There's no bad thoughts in their head like that. No alcohol, no tobacco. This is what these cult people, this is what they say. The Aleister Crowley types. That dude was a lunatic, man. How he had so much influence on the music industry today is beyond me. But, they say a lot of crazy stuff go on there. I don't want to get into that. Man, you have to walk on eggshells here on YouTube, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't even talk about stuff. Wow. So they want to go to states that ban abortions. Their group has filed lawsuits in several states challenging their legal protections for unborn babies. What in the world? Challenging their legal protections for unborn babies on religious grounds. You understand? They're basically saying it's their right to abort babies. That they're entitled to. Because it's just like communion. Why are some people allowed to speak this reckless? To be this reckless? I don't think I can go out here asking for child blood. And everything is all hunky-dory. And I don't end up in jail or something. I can't do that. What is this? TST is proud to expand reproductive options for our members. This is a quote. This is just the beginning. The executive director of campaigns said in a statement, remain steadfast as we continue the fight to uphold reproductive justice in the United States. Satanic group claims killing unborn babies and abortion is a religious ritual. Yes. Man, this is sick. Okay, I didn't write this article. So how can you just say stuff like that? You just let the whole world know that you want to kill babies. Who? What? Like, how can you make that information public? How can you publicly express a desire for baby blood? And it's your right. This is their right. So the laws here in America allows people to do this. That's a problem. That's a problem. Nobody should be talking this reckless in any part of the world. What are we talking about? Wow. And look at this. And they say restricting it violates fundamental tenets. What? What? Wow. It's not how arrogant they are. According to an article on Glenn Beck's website, its leaders also claim pro-life laws are rooted in Christian nationalism. Even though people of all faiths and no faith believe basic human rights should apply to all human beings. What in the world? The supposed religion claims to have 7 fundamental tenets, including one that teaches one's body is inviolable. Inviolable. What is that word? What is that word? Inviolable. Okay, pronounce. Yeah, we better safe than sorry. Yeah, I can't muster that.
Inviolable.
Inviolable. Whatever. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm sorry, people. Secure from violation. I feel like I've heard that word, but I don't recall. Subject to one's own will alone. In its lawsuits, the group claims abortion restricts and bans violate this teaching, as well as how can you say that you have a right to other people's unborn babies? And, you know, we have hospitals and things like that where we don't know what these people doing with the bodies. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know what could be missing inside of a person in the casket. You know, blood or whatnot. We don't know what these people do with the blood. What's going on? They could be doing all types of crazy rituals. That's what I'm saying. We have people who work in hospitals. You can't allow people to just come out talking like this, showing an open desire for baby blood. You know, this is crazy. But it's starting to make sense now. This dog culture is starting to make a little more sense now. I've always had this feeling that the elite or somebody with power got off in some sick way on these attacks, dog attacks. And you know, a just government, a ruling body, they would remove lethal predators, they wouldn't ask the everyday person whether they wanted to keep them there or not, just like we do with other animals now. We don't just allow tigers to walk through our neighborhoods, mountain lions to walk through our neighborhoods. No, the people come out, catch it, let it go in the wild. Sometimes they euthanize them. We don't allow it. And you can't keep it as a pet. No. Now, I know they're allowed to keep them as pets in some places or something like that, but from what I understand, there are a bunch of laws. I don't know the laws around that. For the most part, don't nobody want to keep no flipping mountain lion. Don't nobody want to keep no lion, no tiger. For the most part. They view them as dangerous. And they are. Just as dangerous as pit bulls, German shepherds. To a human. I mention this to people when they talk about bite force also. A lot of people talk about bite force as if it's relevant. It's not. It's not important. Because as long as it can rip through my flesh, it doesn't matter how strong the bite is. That's too strong. That's strong enough to destroy me. You know? So a dog's bite is just as damaging to a human being as a lion's bite would be. Like a mountain lion, a puma. You know, their fangs are not as long, but with the hold and shake style of the pit bull, they arguably inflict just as much damage, maybe as an adult male lion, African lion. Oh man, this is crazy. Now, let's finish this. Christian people's faith, even though people of all faiths and no faith believe basic human rights should apply to all human beings, the supposed religion claims to have 7 fundamental tenets, including one that teaches one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. In its lawsuit, the group claims abortion restrictions and bans violate this teaching, as well as an abortion ritual that its members perform. A ritual? So these people want to conduct abortions in a ritualistic slaughter. They want it to be a ritualistic killing. This is madness. This can't be real. But these people exist out here. And this might be real. It seems real. This is crazy. Right? As if this world wasn't crazy enough. This was already the Twilight Zone. Well, we just walked through another door. Wow. It likens the ritual slaughter of unborn babies to communion or baptism for Christians. In 2020, it even raffled off an abortion to raise money for its lawsuits. The fact that Satanic Temple plans to set up a ritual abortion clinic in New Mexico speaks volumes about who is really behind the abortion agenda. Elisa Martinez, founder of New Mexico Alliance for Life, told Life News, their willingness to flaunt the practice of ending innocent human life as a ritualistic sacrifice shows how New Mexico public officials have cooperated with this evil by turning the state into the thriving taxpayer-funded abortion capital of the Southwest and even America. Yeah, flaunting. That's unbelievable. The way they flaunt, like, yeah, we want child blood in our little rituals here, our satanic rituals. We want child blood, and we want to kill the baby in a ritualistic style. What are you going to hold the baby over a fire? And what exactly do they want to do here? Wow. The temple claims to have 700,000 members all around the world, and it's a recognized religion by the IRS. The group is deeply involved in abortion advocacy. Once described its work as pro-abortion crusade to come to the aid of America's largest abortion provider, Planned Parenthood. Pro-abortion crusade. What in the world? This is too much. Within the past decade, it has filled numerous lawsuits in different states to overturn pro-life laws, though its attempts thus far have failed. Other recent lawsuits include a challenge to the Texas heartbeat law, which pro-life advocates say has saved tens of thousands of unborn babies' lives thus far. Satanic Temple is also pushing its belief on young children. Recently, the group begun opening clubs in elementary schools. I'm done. I am done. Wow. Really? Really? Now, I don't even believe in Satan. I don't believe in Satan. But I believe in demonic spirits. You know, and there might be a Satan. I don't know. But I believe in demonic. I believe in evil is real. Nobody gonna tell me. But you're not supposed to get off on it. You got people just getting off on it, flaunting it. These influences can be seen at pro-abortion rallies, where abortion activists chant, "Hail Satan." And the phrase like "fight like hell" has become common among prominent pro-abortion politicians. Earlier this month, New York City leaders erected a golden statue to abortion on top of a city courthouse. Many described the statue, a naked woman with horns, as demonic or Satan. And the news report that I showed at the beginning of this stream pointed that out as well. So I can't help but wonder exactly how much we don't know. What could be going on behind closed doors? You know, we need to accept the fact that evil runs this world. And the general population is what it takes to put an end to it. It's the people. The people. We can't ignore it. We can't ignore it. Because if you ignore it, if you ignore what they're doing, that's how you get dogs in the neighborhood. They're left just to go run buck wild and put everybody in a state where everybody is in danger at all times. Even when you're inside of your home, a worthless mutt could just come right through the door. They've done it. And if you are trying to groom kids to love dogs, you're part of this group who goes into schools, elementary schools with dogs, trying to condition them to love dogs. The same creatures that attack 7,000 of those kids in America every day. Every day, about 14,000 people are bitten by a dog. A bite is an attack. Even if it just nips you, it tried to chomp you, it tried to bite you, that's an attack. That's like me swinging a knife and missing. That needs to be treated like an actual attack. Okay? That's hostility. That's a near miss. That tooth, that could have been a lot worse. The attack could have been a lot worse. You got to take dog bites serious. They say that there's about 4.7 to 5 million reported each year in the United States alone. So around 2.5 million children attacked. It's attacked. And it's a lethal attack, a deadly attack. And you exalt dogs, those same creatures, as angelic beings, no different from 2-year-olds. And they get all the freedoms that a 2-year-old would get. You even leave these things alone. Well, of course you'd do that. Of course you would. Leave them alone with kids. Because you call it a kid yourself. You all have a very strong culture of viewing dogs like as if they're kids, human kids. That's cult behavior. And it's all to give the sacrifice a pass. Everything, all of your rhetoric, your dog rhetoric, is all in place to give the sacrifice a pass. Always blame the child. Always blame the child for the attack. Claim that dogs never attack unprovoked. And never blame the dog for anything. What's their saying? No bad dogs. No bad dogs, only bad owners. Isn't that their saying? No bad dogs, only bad owners. And I want one of you who say that, you dog lovers, I really want a pit bull lover or a pit bull advocate. I would prefer pit bull advocate who say that it's all about how you raise them. I want to question you on that. Because, excuse me, these dogs, they come out of the womb practicing killing. Puppies come out of the womb wanting to attack, bite, shake. Just don't you give puppies toys? Don't you? Okay. Do I need to pull them up? Let's go squeaky. Now, I showed these videos before where these people explained. They're all over YouTube. They're all over YouTube. Explaining that dogs like squeaky toys because it mimics injured prey. This is instinct. What do you mean no bad dogs? They're wired to attack. They're wired to bite. They want to bite. They love to bite. So everything that the dog culture tells you, reverse it. Again, that's how you know you're dealing with some type of satanic cult. Reverse it. The truth is actually the opposite. No bad dogs, wrong. And they're all bad. They're all bad. And they all do this. They all practice. And do you know, you give dogs toys and whatnot, they're training. That's how they train. That's how they practice. That's how they build their bloodthirst. Doing that makes it a whole lot easier for them to bite a person. Tell me no bad dogs. Everything about these things are bad. And like I said, nobody should have to explain that to you. Nobody. But I get it. You want blood. You know, the dog culture, they want blood. They get off. And this is so crazy because they have convinced the dog owners to get off on the endangerment. They get a rush out of it, people. When they see these videos, and it's pretty crazy how many of these videos are on YouTube and they don't get taken down. They don't get taken down. And look at how many views they get. The views are ridiculous. 3.6 million. 59 million views in 6 years. These videos always go viral. The view count on my channel, much of it is dog lovers. Okay, they found one of my channels. They're not a supporter. If you talking about dogs, people are going to find you. Okay, and this is endangerment. This is endangerment. This is no different from, having a gun, playing Russian roulette. We all know this. Now, in dog packs, as we all know, dogs display an instinct in packs. You don't have to teach them this. I'm talking about, it's all about how you raise them. You don't have to teach dogs to try to move up in a dog pack using violence. They instinctively know. They fight. Instinctively, they are fighting creatures. That's irrefutable. That's a fact. And that's exactly why y'all drug these dogs up so much before you bring them into these schools. Many of these dogs be drugged up to the hilt. So drugged up, they fall asleep once they get inside the classroom. And even if it's a classroom full of kids. Normally, that would give a dog anxiety. They wouldn't be relaxed. New floor, new surface, new environment. And it's a whole bunch of people, and they all kids. Y'all drug these mutants up to the hilt before you bring them in there. And that's pathetic. That proves that you're well aware of how dangerous these things are. There's no way a worthless mutt would fall asleep in no classroom if it wasn't on drugs. Oh, you don't want to show that. You don't want to show that. There's another pit bull. Another pit bull. They attack like no other dog. See how it's so prolonged? The pit bull, as always, latched on, shaking endlessly. And you see how this is important. The other dog is not even fighting back. It's showing appeasement. It's submitting. It's looking away. It's not even fighting back anymore. The ferociousness, the prolonged attack. It looks like several other dog breeds it's like they don't really understand it. This is a powerful trait of bully breeds, their style of attack, at least from what I've seen. When I watch them maul these other breeds of dogs, those other breeds of dogs, it's like they don't even understand how the fight is, how this thing won't just give up. Pit bulls don't stop. They don't stop. It's an extremely unique fighting style. Now, other dogs do the same thing. I've seen German Shepherds do it. Here, this pit bull's hind legs are completely off the ground. It's still latched on. And they want to give us a lecture and tell us that its jaws don't lock. As if saying that the dog's jaws are not actually locked, as if it makes a difference. It may as well be locked. Yeah, they are locked. You know, only a con artist would say something like that in response to how these things attack. It's ridiculous. Massive destruction. Notice how long this goes on. Don't tell her how long it was going on before they started recording. But here you have multiple adults. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adults. All adults. Could nobody get that dog off of that other dog? So if, your therapy mutt latch on to somebody's child, this is how it'll go down. They out here with water bottles and spraying it with water, and they're totally worthless. What in the world? See, they've given up. They've given up. That's what would happen if you were getting mauled. But this is supposed to be supervision. These are the people who the police point to when I say, hey, this is a case of endangerment. Oh, no, it's not. There's an adult present. Always make sure there's adult presence. Oh, that's how you're a good dog owner. Never leave a dog alone with a child. You may as well. If you're this worthless, you're this helpless, what you gonna do? If the dog starts to maul the child, you can't stop him anyway. Even if you're in the same room, the child is gonna be in a whole lot of trouble. It's gonna take a lot of damage. What are we doing? But these are accidents, huh? These are accidents. Ain't it? It's amazing. They don't treat this like a crime. Even though it's a fatality, a murder, a mutilation. Somebody was tortured. Blood was spilled. And they always call it an accident. You see, pit bulls just don't stop. They don't stop. This attack played out like this because this is a pit bull. It's breed. Its genetics is totally 100% to blame. And these people have had the nerve to start a movement of, don't blame the breed. You can't blame breed. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, dumb mutt. Now you look at the owner. The owner. Oh, okay. So, are y'all telling me that this little lady who took possession of this dog, you telling me that for a fact that she trained that dog to fight? Is that what you're saying? That what you're saying? This woman here, like a soccer mom? Can't believe this, man. Y'all have the nerve to do that. To say, oh, they only attack if you teach them to. You show them love, you raise them with love, they won't attack. Where y'all getting this from? Oh, man, please. Oh, man. No. See, these people are lunatics. These people are lunatics. Look at how powerful dogs, especially these dogs, where they render an entire group of adults helpless. One pit bull can complete an attack in the presence of 10 adults trying to stop it. And you see this brainless mutant, it doesn't think anything about what it just did. And was attacking that dog, I can guarantee you, for no reason other than it was bred to do that. It did exactly what it was bred for. They bred them to attack bulls like that. To latch on and don't let go no matter what. And to keep fighting. And these people have gotten away with claiming that the breed is irrelevant. Talk about you can just go, if you got rid of bully breeds, people would just go use another dog for fighting. Well, you can't just go find another breed that can fight like this. What are you talking about? Am I the only one getting fed up all this brainlessness? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. This is a crime. It's a crime. And y'all telling me, you seriously trying to tell me this thing belongs inside of a home where kids are? You can't stop. 10 adults can't even stop an attack. It's not a violation of our law to have these things inside a home in communities, period. Oh, snap. Everybody's comments just popped up all at once. Sorry about that. I thought I was in here by myself. I've been live over an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't see any comments in the comment section until I hit refresh. Yes. I got banned. Well, yeah, I got a strike. Good to see everybody up in here. We got 17 people in here. Yeah, I got a strike because I welcomed people who the government considers terrorists to a debate. And you can't do that. You can't do that. They sent me this video and whatever. I'll be able to upload content Tuesday. Right? Tuesday. I don't know, man. I don't know. So there's no excuse for having these things inside of homes. With the way that they're dispersed throughout this country, no regulation whatsoever, it tells me that there's an agenda behind it. And there seems to be some type of desire for these attacks because they're easily preventable. They're too destructive to accept. They're too destructive. Too destructive, man. You imagine if a toy inflicted this type of damage, where you have huge chunks of your face ripped out and hanging off, and your teeth are exposed, your gums, people can see your skull. You getting sliced up and chomped up, ripped, torn to shreds. The severity of these attacks matter. Like I said, even judges factor the severity of injuries. Bully breeds cause the most injuries. They inflict the worst injuries by far on average. By far. There's no reason why these things should not be banned. There's no reason why they should not be banned. And I tell you what, I'm gonna make it a point to purchase at least one billboard a year. Where I saw it, at least for Detroit, the billboard would stay up, I think, for 4 weeks. It's like 4 or 6 weeks. And it was like $950. We can do that once a year. We can all pitch in to get that done. Have somebody reliable take care of all the technical stuff. Somebody probably other than me take care of all of the technical stuff and get it done. Choose a city. Choose a city. We can do this. And it will be a anti-pit bull billboard sign. I want it big. And I want it on a highway. Put it on a busy highway. That way, this is being put out constantly into the psyche of the people. We need more anti-dog ideas, memes, everything. These things deserve bad press. They deserve to be removed from society. Okay? It's overboard. It's overboard. I mean, it's like unbelievable. So that makes this make sense. It makes sense out of stuff like this. Okay. There's a bunch of sick lunatics behind the scenes trying to come up with elaborate ways to acquire child blood. This is what I suspect. I mean, you know for a fact, he sat up here and just said that it's part of their ritual. And of course they do something with the blood. Of course they consume the blood. That's the ritual they're talking about. Consuming the blood. Thinking that it'll prolong their life or whatever they claim is the reason why they do this sick stuff. This is madness. And it has to stop. Now, I got a strike on my flipping channel. Out here, got a strike. Louise in the house. War on dogs. Oh, war on dogs. Oh, man. War on dogs. I've been writing my book, and I've wished that I was war on dogs. Writing a book is challenging. Even when you have all the content, I seriously underestimated the time that goes into. I appreciate books a lot more, and I've read many books. Now, I'm a book guy, but trying to write one, that's a whole different experience. And you gotta be tactful with it, on how you gotta structure, the information properly. Can't just blabble out a bunch of stuff and just leave it there. Yeah. Whoa, what? I heard about that. Sam Smith? Yeah. Devil worship at the Grammys? Wait a minute. I've been hearing about Sam Smith, but I don't watch that stuff, the Grammys, the Oscars, and all that kind of stuff. I'm about to look this up. Okay, a tweet about ready to worship Satanic Sam Smith. Huh? Parading around as Satan. Oh boy. I don't even know who this is. Full disclosure, man. I don't even know who Sam Smith is. But here it is. Say it hurts the LGBT. Okay, he's LGBT. Okay. I don't follow celebrities. I'm sorry. Every now and then I hear about something. But this is oh boy. This is too much. This is too much. Let's stop with this. The Satan, it's going too far. You had that one guy, who was it? Little, what was his name? That he came out of the closet after a while. I don't even remember his name. I don't know these modern rappers. I don't know these artists at all. This is a man? What in the world? Man. What do people see in Satan? How, like what type of mind do you need to be fascinated by Satan? Even just the idea of Satan. You don't have to believe in Satan. You don't have to believe Satan actually exists. Just the idea of it. That's not fascinating. I'm not going to dress up as Satan. And I'm sure I'm not going to go to no Satan church. What is wrong with people? And these people are destroying our world, man. They're just killing us, destroying us. This is going downhill fast. It says the owner's fault. Now, who's this? I thought oh yeah, I'm on my other channel. Boy. Yeah, people pointing out. There's no excuse for this. There are a lot of videos like this online. This one has over 11,000 comments. But it's not that many views, but there are a lot of videos like this online. A lot of them. And they can serve as proof, evidence, as to support why these things are getting banned. You know how many crazy videos like this there are online? There's a lot of them. And we see, just like I've been saying, we see that these attacks are unprovoked. They talk as if we don't have cameras. We got cameras. These things attack unprovoked. This is a classic right here. One of the funniest attack videos. Yeah, it helps to add some humor. Add some humor. She was in love. She was on cloud 9 at the moment, right before the dog bit her face. That was terrible. Terrible. Still didn't wake up out of that zombie trance. Still fascinated by this worthless mutt. What in the world? Police dog attacked by pit bull in Anaheim.
Now to this, caught on camera, a police dog attacked in Anaheim. Officers were searching for a stabbing suspect when they saw a man run up to a house and jump through a window. When he finally agreed to come out, so did that large dog and charged the police canine.
See that? Nobody provoked that dog. Dog left its property. Yeah, that's what they do to kids. We got all the film we need. There's no argument. Every attack is unprovoked. Every single one. You know, it shouldn't be a discussion, man. That's what dogs do, especially bully breeds. See, is that territory aggression? So why wouldn't it, this is another thing. You know how they say that a dog is safe if it grows up around, say, a child? But dogs attack other dogs. They might not attack a dog in its pack, but they'll attack some other dog. So if they'll do that, why wouldn't they attack someone else's child? Yeah, you might have gotten your dog to not attack your child. But when it sees somebody else's child, it darts across the street like what you saw here and attacks them. That's how they think. If you can call it thinking at all, that's what they do. Come on, man. You know what the challenge is? The challenge is finding a dog attack that was actually provoked. That's the challenge. Now you see how these things attack smaller dogs on sight. On sight. What that is, really, see how they attack other small dogs on sight? It's like it's like a magnet. They have to attack them. They do that sometimes with kids. Sometimes a small child will trigger that same area in that dumb mutt's brain, and it just has to attack them, has to maul them. You know, it's funny. This person, the person had that dog on a leash, and that dog dragged her over to this dog, like they always do. And then she lost the leash. That's why they need to be banned. Right there. This is just bloodthirst. This is unprovoked. It's just bloodthirst. No other animal behaves like this. It is only these mutants. So it's not, The need to ban these things is extremely high. And that's why it bothers a lot of people to see them just not banned and see all these bans that were in place being removed. So dog lovers who are animal lovers, who claim to be animal lovers, how can you love pit bulls when you know pit bulls hate animals and attack more animals by far than any other animal? Dogs, especially the large dogs of any breed, they kill more animals than any other animal kills other animal. Every year. They hate life. They just hate life. They only tolerate you because you feed it. They don't have no special bond with you. Sees you as a resource. That's it. A resource. They're not smart enough to understand your character. Why would you want a fake relationship? Well, you got to pretend that this thing accepts your personality. You got to sit back and pretend that it likes you. It doesn't. Brainless mutt. Was that provoked? You can't find a provoked attack. How about that? Where you at, behaviorists?
It's a terrifying moment. A man.
Wait a minute. I'm still talking smack. Behaviorists, banned and all, kick me off my main channel, have to use my side channel, and I'm still challenging you. Where are these provoked attacks that you say always happen? Huh?
To escape the bites from an out-of-control pit bull. The dog was out.
Why can't we find them on film? And here's another case of a dog owner unable to control her dog.
With its owner when the jogger came
and she had the dog on a leash. And look at her. Look at her.
Pit bull. The dog
look at her.
Walk with its owner when the jogger came running by.
What are you doing with a dog like that?
That's when the pit bull actually broke free from its muzzle.
And then it broke free from its muzzle. What in the world was she doing? There was nothing she could do to control that thing either.
When the jogger came running by in a Chicago neighborhood. That's when the pit bull actually broke free from its muzzle and went on the attack. The jogger fended off the dog as it repeatedly lunged at him. The owner did what she could but was unable to control her pet. That's when the
What did she do? She didn't do nothing.
Pet. That's when the owner did what she could but was unable to control her.
Did you see that?
Did what she could but was unable to
Did you see that? The dog ran right up to her. She just held her hand out. She didn't grab it or nothing. Just held her hand out. It's like she's brain dead.
Repeatedly lunged at him. The owner did what she could but was unable to
What? She didn't even try to grab it. You see what I'm saying? You got some people who they're just not right. And it's more dangerous if you put a pit bull in their possession. Now, it's dangerous no matter who it is. I don't care how big and strong you are. You shouldn't be in possession when they can still break free from you too. You can tie them to a tree and they can break loose.
Her pet. That's when the jogger, named Nick, realized he had to get out of there fast. So he climbed the fence. He sits perched on top, catching his breath before hopping down on the other side to call police.
So this is where Nick...
You jogging with no weapon in Chicago? Really? You can't just go out with no weapon. It's not that kind of world. Silly, you could have shot that dog.
Jumped the fence right here behind me.
Matt Micah captured the attack on his home surveillance cameras.
I heard...
That woman is useless. Look at how worthless she is. Like, it's a crime that if you sell a woman like this a pit bull, you should be arrested. That's a crime too. You have a woman like this come in and adopt a shelter pit bull. They don't deny it.
It's home surveillance cameras.
They don't. Where's the physical evaluation? Like, this dog got more muscle than you. You can't adopt this dog if you are a small lady. Like this woman. How come they don't have regulations like that? This woman clearly cannot control this thing. She cannot, no matter how hard she tries. And she's dumb for even trying. Wow, this is so scary.
On his home surveillance cameras.
I heard a bunch of commotion out front and like a dog. So I peeped out and I just saw a guy jump on top of my fence and kind of just perch up on the top. It was really weird to me. So I asked the guy what he was doing and he said, "Oh, the dog is attacking me."
The jogger suffered several bites, but did not press charges.
Yo, was that provoked? Where are the provoked attacks? There are none. There are none. All unprovoked. These things are bloodthirsty beasts. What in the... Whoa. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at this discreetly first. Oh, look at this. You see that bull's kill? Oh, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a bull. It's doing a number on two pit bulls. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't show this. Oh, man. I can't show it. Wow. People, oh, these dogs are getting gored by this bull, and they just keep coming back for more. Wow. Oh, man, that really shows how dumb, how brainless these things are. This bull is goring these dogs, and they just keep coming back for more. I'm about to share this. Check this out. What in the world? Yeah, I can't show it. Yeah, I can't show it. I can't show it. I gotta be real careful on YouTube now, man. Yeah, I gotta be real careful. Gotta be real careful. That was a refreshing video. Oh man, a lot of horrible stuff on here. How is some of this stuff even allowed to stay in the world? Oh boy. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this crazy story with you all. I'm going to get back to my book for the remainder of the night. And I will share the link. People, it's getting crazy. This will be a crazy decade. Crazy year already. And I suspect a crazy decade. Brace yourselves. Through all of this, we are going to make some noise. We're going to go from the fringe corners of the YouTube community to mainstream. They're going to have to talk about the points that we raise, that we've been raising for some 2 decades now. This has literally been an issue that has been talked about since at least the late 90s, 1990s. Remember, the lawyer, Kenneth, I always forget his name. He started out, I think, 1998, 96 or 98, talking about the pit bull problem here in America in the late 90s. Do y'all know how much worse it is now? It was a problem in the late 90s enough for him to create a whole law, a different portion of the law for it. He was the first dog bite lawyer. I think I told y'all that. He was the first dog bite lawyer. Do you know how many dog bite attorneys you have today? Have y'all ever looked that up? Oh, dog bite attorney near me. Oh, there's a whole slew of them now. There's a whole slew of them. So, since the late 90s, this has been a problem. This has been talked about since the late 90s. But after the Michael Vick, the Caesars, the rappers, and others who have promoted these bully breeds, they have exploded in popularity. And right now, they are causing more havoc and turmoil than they ever have. Ever have. And they've proven to be more of a problem than a benefit. They haven't been a benefit at all. The only dogs that may have provided some type of benefit is CNI dogs. And even those can be replaced with something else. So now they're also being put under the microscope like they've never been in the past. They're trying to take attention away from the fact that they're under the microscope, but we're not going to let them. Keep the foot on the neck of these nutters. So let me get out of here. It was nice chopping it up with all of you as I am suspended from my main channel. I will most likely make a few more videos on this channel. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see all of you then. Right? Big shout out to everybody able to join me and listen to me babble. Hope you have a wonderful night. My man Luis and BK Born in the house. Lavonda, good to see everybody here. ABQ, E-Base, Sam Marshall, War on Dogs. If you follow me on Twitter, I sent a tweet out, and I'm going to use that. So follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. Cecilia, it's good to see you up in here. Patrice Robinson, was able to find me in my alternate channel. Always Ashar. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Sylvia, wish you all a productive week and most definitely a dog-free week. And I hope to see you all back here on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.